What actually happens when the body dies? For the last 14 years since the publication of Book 1, I've been researching that very question. For centuries, humanity has asked what happens after death, but very few researchers have actually tried to reconstruct the structure of that transition. In fact, most people will spend more time researching their next phone than they will examining the one certainty that applies to us all: death. It's not because they don't care, it's because the available material gives them nowhere serious to go. Religious frameworks demand belief before understanding. New Age literature offers comfort dressed as insight. Mainstream academia mostly pretends that the question barely even exists. That gap, that absence of a rigorous cross-tradition map of exactly what happens when consciousness is separated from the body at death, is what this book seeks to fill. I was 20 years old when a single book cracked open the surface of reality for me, and I couldn't pretend that I hadn't seen what was underneath. Shortly after that, a spontaneous experience of infinite consciousness followed. Then years of meditation, immersive research, and the painstaking work of trying to understand what I had experienced and exactly what it meant. At age 24, I began writing with what I can only call a monastic intensity. Nearly 6 years later, and after generating enough material to fill about 8 volumes, I finally published Book 1 of The Grand Illusion. That was December 2012. I was 29 and I already had my first 10,000 hours under my belt. When Book 1 shipped, the years of research didn't grind to a halt, they actually intensified. Because the deeper you go into this material, the more you realize that the findings on consciousness, death, and what lies beyond can't stay in private notebooks. The world doesn't need yet another book about the afterlife, it just needs the right one. Reverse Engineering the Afterlife is Book 2 in the Grand Illusion series. It's a deep, comparative, cross-tradition study into what happens to consciousness after death. It draws from near-death research, esoteric traditions, consciousness studies, systems thinking, and insights and technology from the information age. This book doesn't ask what various traditions or people or gurus believe. It asks what structure explains why those beliefs exist at all. It treats consciousness as an operating environment, one with architecture, layers, and mechanics that can be mapped and understood without requiring faith. If you've ever looked at the existing literature on death and the afterlife and thought that none of these explanations fully add up, then this book was written for you. This campaign exists because traditional publishing cannot deal with this material without flattening it, sanitizing it, or forcing it into a framework that was built for shelf placement rather than depth. Crowdfunding means full intellectual independence, no gatekeeping, no compromise on depth. The goal is $27,000 USD, calculated precisely to fund professional editorial work, layout, production, and distribution without cutting corners. Every tier is designed to give you real access to this work, from the ebook all the way through to private sessions, signed editions, and founding patron recognition. The details are all on the page below. The conversation about consciousness and death advances through rigor, or it degrades through noise. And right now the noise is winning. What you're backing here isn't just a book, it's a counterweight. It's a serious, documented contribution to one of the most important conversations that humanity has never properly had. Years of private research are about to become public consequence. You have the opportunity here to stand at the origin point of something that will outlive us both. I invite you to become one of the founding supporters who helps bring it into the world with me.